Hello, people. Welcome to another episode on linguistic theories. If you have ever wondered why you speak well the language your mother taught you, even without knowing grammatical rules and without having studied something in a book, this episode is for you. For second language acquisition, SLA, we have some approaches. The first one, constructions. Learning a language is the learning of constructions of form and meaning or function. The second one, associative language learning. Learning constructions means learning the association between form and meaning or function. The third one is rational cognitive processing. Learning a language is a logical process. What a student knows about how to use certain words and meanings reflect how many times and in what context he or she has encountered those uses. The fourth one is example-based learning. We learn languages without realizing it, simply by absorbing examples. Our brain collects information about the frequency and context. And the fifth one is emerging relationships and patterns. Learning a language is a gradual process, and it happens through the interactions between simple learning mechanisms and exposure to the language. Constructions and associative learning of language are closely related to how we form coherent sentences in the language, and rational cognitive processing, example-based learning, and emerging relationships and patterns are related approaches to how we weave together the coherence of sentences. To begin with, language learning relies primarily on exposure to second language. This means that the linguistic input we receive, all the language we hear or read, would be fundamental to language acquisition. Without enough exposure to the actual use of the language, our efforts to learn it can become stagnant. Think about how children learn their native language. They are immersed in an environment where it is constantly spoken. As students receive this input, they will intuit the underlying rules of language. I guess it would make us think like we were solving a math equation. We use general information processing skills such as the ability to recognize patterns like apophelia and pareidolia, or make generalizations and apply learned rules in new contexts. Well, here is an alternative perspective to Noam Chomsky's theory of generative grammar. Chomsky proposed that we are born with an innate universal grammar, a kind of a blueprint for all languages. However, I believe that more than an innate cognitive grammar, we possess a generative association ability that is strengthened with constant use of the language, or with any tool that human beings use, because that's a language, a tool that serves to give meaning to the world, first for ourselves, and then to communicate our thoughts to others. That's why the impressive coincidence of the kinds of words in each and every one of the languages or dialects that exists in the world, articles, nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, etc. The use of the tools are limited. It evolves, yes, but it is limited. So, acquiring a language is not just about learning grammatical rules or vocabulary, but living daily with the language, listening to music, interacting with native speakers, and real situations where the language is used to communicate cultural meanings and concepts. So, if you are learning a new language, immerse yourself in it. Sing songs, practice daily, and enjoy the process. Feel free to make mistakes. That's all for today, guys, in linguistic theories. I hope you enjoyed this episode and that is giving you new perspectives on how we learn languages. Until next time, and I hope to be soon. Bye-bye.